Craig Mack's first album made it look like he was going to be the next big thing in rap. He won award after award and sold record after record, but these good times didn't last long. Craig left his job as quickly as he came into it, but not before he had more than his fair share of trouble. In fact, during his time in the field, he came dangerously close to killing someone. An interview with Craig said he had never been seen before as giving us some disturbing new information, like the fact that he wanted to kill Diddy. What made him go to such lengths, and why did he stop there? In today's movie, you'll find out the answers to all these questions. In just a few short years, Craig saw every high and every low that the music business has to offer. How did he go from being an unbeatable force to a forgotten figure in such a short time? And what caused this meteoric rise and fall? It turned out that only one person was to blame, and that person was none other than Diddy, who's known for making music. Craig's success was started by Diddy, who later got his own big break in the business. So Craig was ready to kill Diddy for his career. As he said in the interview, "I'm sorry, I was really thinking about trying someone, but I really wanted to kill him. You know, I'm telling you that I was gonna do it." Craig was wronged by Diddy constantly. Diddy's not only made it harder for him to succeed as a rapper, but he also took money from him. Craig was always put to the test by Diddy, who would ask him to record for the studio but then not pay him. Diddy once asked Craig to record something for the studio. Craig was tricked by Diddy because he only paid him a third of what he was owed, even though Craig had set a fair price for his work and the two of them had already agreed on payment. When they were done recording, Craig was tired and made a lot of mistakes, but he still agreed to the deal. Diddy, on the other hand, is the one guy in the business who can never be trusted. If he can get away with it, that person will take all your money. When Craig found out about what was going on, he decided he could no longer work with Diddy. He said, "So I stopped recording. I figured, you know the game. Let's do all this stuff for everybody, and I'm not going to get anything out of it." But Diddy is a cocky bully who thinks other people owe him even if they don't pay him, so he decided to gang up on Craig. He also said, "So I stopped recording, so I'm like, you know the game?" Craig's confession that Diddy had tried to force him to work for him for free didn't come as much of a surprise, since Diddy is a dangerous man who seems to like gangs, thugs, and the whole mafia way of life. Craig was irritated by Diddy for such a long time that even someone as calm and easygoing as Craig was finally pushed to his breaking point. Craig was so angry and saddened by the repeated threats that he picked up his gun and thought about doing something he never thought he'd do. He said, "Lord, there's a bullet in my lap and I'm sitting here talking to you, and I don't want to do this." After all, Craig wouldn't have to stay alive if he didn't stand up for himself if Diddy kept making threats, even though Craig was ready to kill him if he did. Diddy was going to make his life terrible for the rest of his life. Craig also said, "It's getting bad enough that somebody's going to try to kill me. I'm going to have to do something first, or do something else to stop what's happening." But what happened next will shock you just as much as it shocked Craig Mack. Craig was sitting there thinking about killing someone, but God had other plans for him. In a short amount of time, Kirk played religious music on the radio, which Craig could hear. That made a big impression on him, and in an instant, in a fraction of a second, all thoughts of murder left Craig's mind, and he understood that God would never want him to do something so bad. Craig broke down and cried because he was thinking about terrible things. It seems like God has given Diddy a second chance to do right in his life. Because this event had such a big impact on Craig, he chose not to work in the entertainment business. He was completely undetectable for 6 years. He showed up again as a member of a cult. It looks like he really did see God on that fatal night when he was planning to kill Diddy. Even though Craig has never worked in the music business again, his short career will be known forever, no matter how short it was. Even though he helped bring down Diddy and his huge bad boy company, he and Puff Daddy were still very angry with each other for a long time. Craig used the stage name MC Easy when he first started out as a singer. The name of the rap group he helped start was MC Easy and Truth. The story starts way back when Craig first started making songs. The group broke up after putting out only one song. After that, Craig was meant to be in another rap group called the Hit Squad, but things didn't go well, and he had to face the fact that he might never be a successful rapper. The good news is that his manager kept sending out his demos and rap videos to different artists and did not give up. After getting a lot of negative feedback, Craig got a once-in-a-lifetime chance to give an impromptu audition in front of a talent director from the major record company Uptown Records. Can you guess who this talent director turned out to be who changed their lives? You're right about that, it was always Diddy. Diddy saw that Craig had talent and skills, and he knew he had the ability to do well in the music business. Craig got his start as a rapper when Diddy put him on a remix. But then things got worse again when Diddy was fired from his job at Uptown Records. It looked like Craig would have to start all over again. But Diddy came up with a plan to make sure they would stay together, and he brought Craig with him. Craig and Bad Boy Records were both started by Diddy. Eventually, it became clear that Craig could become famous, which made Craig a good thing for both Diddy and Bad Boy. After all, he was the first act on the label to have a single released under his name. When Craig put out his first song, it was a big hit right away and was given a platinum rating in the US. Craig was even nominated for a Grammy, but that wasn't enough to keep the crazy things that happened from happening. Diddy decided to bring him now because he was the one who put him on top of the world. Diddy didn't even give Craig a chance to do well. Instead, he took him out of the picture completely. At the end of the day, the notorious B.I.G. was Biggie's second plan for Craig. Diddy liked Biggie better than Craig when they were competing, which put Craig in the background. He didn't let Craig use the success of his first record to his advantage. Instead, he worked with other musicians like Vicky on a remix of Craig's song and then focused on the careers of those other musicians. Diddy would take any chance that came up for Craig and then lie about it when he was asked to make it seem like he was doing well in front of other people. Diddy's been telling outright lies about having Craig help him make a new record. Craig's confused face tells us everything we need to know that Diddy was lying and that Craig didn't know about the song Diddy was talking about. Craig didn't have a new song in the works or a plan for a comeback, even though he was nominated for a Grammy. Craig's work suddenly stopped moving forward for no clear reason. Diddy wanted to be like God and decide who should be great and who shouldn't be. Recording mogul Diddy runs the whole music business, but there's no honest work to be found here. Diddy took money from all these artists, from Biggie to Craig, and paid them less than they deserved. Diddy's a bully and a cheat, and he takes advantage of everyone he can. He could also have made a lot of money for himself. Another artist who worked for him complained about the situation, which made Diddy ask for receipts. However, since this is a method he's used before, he didn't care about the receipts. Diddy ruins the careers of the artists he signs. Their careers almost always go horribly wrong, and Diddy's the only one who gains from this. Craig Mack, D26, Mace, Dandy, Kane, and the other artists who signed with him all died too young or didn't have as much success as they could have in their lives. Others think that any hatred toward Diddy is justified. After all, it was Diddy who put Craig through so much pain and stress, so it's not surprising that Craig wanted to kill him. Thanks for watching.